So let's start building it up. The first thing I'm going to do is add a top handle here. So if you have the FX6, you know how much of a pain it can be to add a top handle. One of the solutions I've found, there's a couple different ways you could do it, but I have mounted a NATO rail to the top. I will list all of the parts and pieces below. They're going to be affiliate links, which doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do get a little kickback if you end up buying from one of the links. So with the NATO rail mounted on here, you can take any NATO rail top handle. This one is a Nicey rig or Nicey rig. I don't know. Again, I'll list it in the description. Just slide this on here, thread this on like that. And boom, your top handle's on. And now you have additional 1/4 and 3/8 threads all over this thing, including on the front, which is where I mount my monitor. I took one of the 15mm rod holders and I mounted it to the front here so that I can just slide the monitor in and out super easily. So let's go ahead and put the monitor on. I have the Small HD Indy 7 with the Teradek combo, and then to mount the monitor, I've been loving this mount. This is the wooden camera mount, and it has area locating pins on it, and then this 15mm rod. So this just slides right in here. Boom, like this. Tighten this up, and now the monitor can just tilt up and down really nicely. And the reason I like this is because it keeps everything super low profile and closer to the camera's center of gravity, which I like doing because I end up shooting handheld a lot. So with everything really close to it, it minimizes the amount of like wobbles you would get from left to right versus using the stock handle with a build that, you know, your FX6 might end up being super tall. So now that the monitor is on here, we'll go ahead and install our SDI cable. And with this SDI cable, I wanted specifically a shorter length one so that there wasn't SDI running everywhere and the camera didn't look like a jungle with wires all over it. So this is one that I got off B&H. Again, I'll add the link. Here it is. And then I bought this right angle adapter too, so that there's no stress on the cable. And then this is not ideal, but this is what I've been doing. This is another 15mm rod holder. And I'll just take this and just run this through here like this. And boom. Now we'll wait to install this because you don't have to do this on the FX6, at least I don't think, but it is good practice to do last in, first out when installing the SDI. So then we'll run power. So this is a DTAP to 2-pin LEMO cable, and this will just go right into the side of the plate here. And again, I bought this one specifically because of the length, because I like to keep things tidy. And we'll just slide this through here. It's a little bit of a tight fit, not ideal. I'm gonna end up getting a sprig or something. And then with a 2-pin LEMO cable, there's a little red dot that allows you to line it up. And boom, now we can have power go into the monitor and our SDI, which we'll just go ahead and plug this in because there's, you know, the camera's not turned on and there's no battery in it or anything. So these are two 15mm rods from Small Rig, and these will just slide right into the cage here. All right, with our 15mm rails on, now we can add the focus system. So for this, I actually got sent this by Small Rig. So this is their wireless follow focus light. I forget the exact name, but this is the little focus motor. Slides on here. And we'll just go ahead and mount this right here for now. Actually, we'll move a little bit back. And then now we can add the Small Rig lens support system. So this helps you mount a heavier lens on the camera without putting stress on the mount. We'll just guess that this is going to go like right here for now. So I have two V-mounts. I have the Small Rig 212, which I've been using a lot, lasts a really long time. But something weird I've noticed is that when it's connected to the camera, even with the camera off, it's still drawing power, which I don't love. So just be mindful of that if you're using this. And I think this one's actually dead, so we're going to use the Moment Touch. And then we'll just slide this on here. If I were to do it over again, I probably would have went with a gold mount system just because gold mounts are a lot more robust in their locking mechanism. So sometimes with a V-mount, you can accidentally bump the V-mount off, which is not ideal, and that's definitely not going to happen with a gold mount. All right, now that we have the V-mount installed, we can run power to the wireless follow focus. So for that, it comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable, and I've added this little right angle adapter just to make things a little bit more streamlined. So we'll run that directly out of the battery because there's a USB-C port on the top. Let's go to like this. All right, next let's install our wireless transmission system. I do have the Teradek on here, but I've also been using the Pyro S system lately, which I've been liking a lot. So the tilted cage comes with this right here. So you can mount this here, and then you could mount the transmitter there. Now the only issue is if you do this, I'll try to put it in a position where you can see. If you do that, and you put this right here, now you have blocked your ability to add the handle, the side handle, which I actually like using the side handle a lot. It's super comfortable and it makes it really easy to operate the camera. So a little workaround that I've found with that is by using this small rig magic arm. And this one is really nice because it has area locating pins on it and then a 3/8 and 1/4 20 thread. So with this, we can just go right here. And because there is area locating pins on it, it won't spin if you put something that's weighted on the back and it's weighted in the wrong direction. Versus if it was right here, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But because it's on this side, it could potentially become loose. But because of the locating pins, you can put a ton of weight on this thing and it's not going to come loose. So again, we're going to put the Hollyland Pyro S system on here. And what's nice is there's also 2 little holes for the locating pins to go in. There we go, that's on there. And because this is on there with a magic arm, you could angle this thing any way you want, but I've just been running it straight back lately. Because we're running SDI out of the camera into the monitor, we're gonna have to use the HDMI port. So I found this cable from Alvin Cables. I think it's like a 7-inch cable. I like this because it's not super long, and again, it allows me to keep things really tidy. So let's go ahead and put this in. Have to take some of these pieces off right here, just to make room to get to the HDMI. And this little cable just goes down here and then plugs into the HDMI. Like that. Super minimal, no wire mess. Go ahead, plug this monitor back in. Okay, with that set up, now let's run power to the wireless system. So for that, I bought a D-tap to DC, and the DC has a little locking mechanism on it. Again, I'll list the link for this. I like this one because it's shorter and keeps things tidy. I'm sure you can notice a theme here. So with this cable, we'll put it on the other side. There's another D-tap port right here. Then we'll just run it under. Then this goes right in, and like I said, there's a little locking mechanism. So now that can't come loose. Make sure that's tight. All right, now we can put a lens on this thing. Because I'm gonna run a PL lens, I have a PL to E-mount adapter. This is the Trader one. I think this is honestly the cheapest PL adapter that you can buy on Amazon. I've liked it so far. I've had no issues with it. I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying that it's the one you should get, but I like it and it's served me well so far. It feels super robust in its build quality. The only issue I have noticed is that it can get kind of sticky when you're trying to take the lens off. Cool. And for our lens, we're gonna run the Dizio Aurals. I have been loving these things. I've been doing a lot of shoots lately where I just shoot the entire thing on one lens. So for the 40, it's kind of the perfect lens for that. I'll shoot the interview on the 40, straight on looking to the camera, and then I'll walk around and do B-roll handheld the whole time. Okay, so now that our lens is on, we can go ahead and attach our wireless follow focus system. So we'll just move this over. Okay, so now our wireless follow focus is on, and the unit comes with this little hand wheel. And this piece is chargeable, so it doesn't require any external power. But the focus motor itself does require external power. It would be nice to see a version where you could just put this on here and just charge this unit and then charge it again. That way you didn't have to run power with it. But for the price, I'm pretty impressed with this thing, and it's been pretty fun to use. Used it on a couple shoots so far. And if I'm not using this, I'm just pulling focus off the barrel, which I end up doing a lot. And with the RLs, it's really not that bad. They have a long focus throw, but I don't find myself doing really long focus throws when I'm just shooting by myself. Because I know it's going to get asked, what about audio? On the top here, I have a little Velcro piece that I could just take something like a tentacle sync, and usually the audio engineer will also have Velcro on the back of theirs, and you could just pop that right here and then jam timecode in and never have to worry about audio again. But if you are going to be running audio yourself, you could use the stock top handle. So this, I have put the extension plate from the FX3 top handle on, and then this is a piece that comes with the wooden camera mount. So this monitor just slides right off and then slides right on here and can lay down pretty flat, which again keeps things low profile. And then I will run XLR into here with a shotgun mic. And then for backup audio, I'll have the Rode Wireless Go running into this. And this is just a 3.5mm to XLR input, which I just put this in here. And then I could run 2 channels of audio. Okay, so that's it for the FX6 rig. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'll be putting out some more videos. I know there's a ton of these videos out here, but I've had to search a lot to find these parts. So hopefully by watching this video, you can save some time, and hopefully you found at least 1 or 2 things that you can apply from this rig to yours, even if it's not an FX6. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.